everyone, I'm Caroline and welcome to my home here on the hillside in Wales. I every week do either craft videos, a few art videos and haul videos. Today it's a haul and I'm going to show you the things I bought from the charity shop, which is like a thrift shop if you live in the US, that I'm going to use to alter, upcycle and make into some much nicer craft items. So this is just a few of the little things. I've got a huge pile to the side of me. Let's get stuck in. And the first thing is this. It's a lovely barometer and clock. I love these little brass corners. I don't think it's really old. I think it's probably vintage, but not very, very old. It's not 100 years old or anything. And one of the indicators is plastic backs. So definitely not. Now the clock isn't working. I'm thinking possibly the battery is dead. The barometer, I think it's working because it says stormy and rain, and it's definitely stormy and rainy. I'm not sure how you work these. My friend used to make this arm match the needle underneath. Now, whether that's right or not, I don't know. But I thought this is going to be great fun. Now, I could clean it up, get it working and leaving it as it is. But I'm going to use these for something a little bit different, something a bit more unusual. Oh, William Widdop, apparently. So that cost me the grand sum of 33p. There were 3 things for £1. So this was one of the things I got for that £1. I'll show the others. They're coming up later in the video. Right, let's make a pile down by the side of me and we'll go on to this. Now this came with this. I don't think that belonged with it, but we had it, so this was like virtually free. It's a dog plaque, so I'm sure I can come up with something like that. Even though it says a house is not a home without a dog, it's still house shaped. So I think I could do something, turn that into a house type thing. I'm not quite sure what yet, whether it'll be an embellishment or a standalone thing. I'll come up with something. Now I got this, which is a George Home contemporary photo display, and I know that because I left this peg to one of the little metal pegs. Now this has come off. This wire is supposed to be glued under there, but I love the burlap background on this. The frame, depending on what I do with it, I may clean it up or I may paint it. I may even end up taking the burlap out and using it somewhere else and then putting a different back in, or not putting a back in at all in this and have something hanging. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is going. But it's not going into the bin. I'll keep it because things like this are always useful to hang on to. So that cost me £1. I'll pop that down. Oops. Dropping everything now. And I got this. Now this cost me the grand sum of 20p. See, it was £50 reduced to 20p. I think it was 50p reduced to 20p. I don't think it was that good a reduction. And it's a picture frame. Again, it's a vintage one. I think this looks pretty much handmade. This frame around here is absolutely gorgeous, this basketware frame. There's a lovely little bit of cross stitch. That's handmade. Somebody's made that all themselves. Now, I could keep this like this. I can paint the frame, or I can take it out and use all the component parts. Again, I haven't made a decision on that yet. Every time I look at these things, I think of another idea. So I'll probably make the final idea when I actually get it out onto my desktop with everything ready, and then I'll go for it and see what we come up with. Right. The next thing. Now, I love this. This was £1.50. Now, if you know me, you know I don't like spending more than £1 on anything. But I had such good bargains when I went shopping that I thought I could be a little bit more generous, paid £1.50. Now, it's got a problem. The glass is fine. It's very dirty. I'm going to have to clean it. Ew. But the bottom here has got this little chip in it. But I really don't think that's an issue because if I put some edging, I've got somewhere here, a little bit of ribbon. If I was going to put some edging on there, you can see that pretty much hides it anyway if you didn't want to do any repair on it. So that isn't something I'm worried about. And what I'm thinking of doing with this is making a little diorama, a little scene. It's a bit like, and I've seen lots of people make these for Christmas, but I'm thinking of something else. And I think it's going to be great fun. And also you can change it up. Whenever the season's over, you can empty it out and put something else in and change it. So I'm really pleased with that. There's nothing on the bottom identifying how old it is or where it came from. It is supposed to be a cheese dish. But it's not going to be a cheese dish by the time I finished with it. So pop that down very carefully. I'll be a bit longer. Right, I'm back. I've started now piling my finds up on the floor by the side of me because I used to put them on the desk over there and I've just got too many. So now I just have to turn away for a second and put things down. So sorry if my voice filters away quietly. Now this was in a tub for 20p. And I know there's not a lot of it. There's one block and a few sticky up bits. But the biggest reason I got these is for the wheels, because I'd like to make a Christmas cart at some point, and these wheels will be perfect. I'm probably going to, I don't think I can take that apart, but I can use this as the base of a little Christmas wagon and put Christmas trees in, something like that. It may end up being something else first and then turning into a Christmas cart. I don't know yet. But for 20p, there's a nice little bit of wood. And if you went on Amazon and looked for 4 little wooden wheels, it would cost you quite a bit more than 20p. So I'm really pleased with that. Down it goes. And, ooh, my next... Oh, this is going to take a second and you'll see why when you see it. They're all joined together. Well, they're not all joined together. They're joined in twos. Now, these are actually curtain tiebacks. And this was from Hope Rescue, Save Our Strays. And they were £2.95 each in Shaw's originally. So the 2 of those would have cost £6, which I think is a really good price. There's a lot of beads on these. And I had the 2 for £1. Now, they're not my favourite colour. However you look at it, burgundy isn't one of the colours I really love. But that doesn't matter because on some I can take just the glass beads off. I can try dipping these beads in some paint, see if I can change the colour of them. I think they're too dark to just dye. And I'm going to use these for, oh, I know this is obscure, I've got a box. If I show you, I can use them as hangers for hanging pictures on the wall. I can use them, I can take the beads off and then use those individually as little feet to make a stand for something. And you can always use beads for something or other. I'll find other uses too because I do have quite a lot of beads there. So I'm going to take those apart probably. I did consider leaving them together, but I think if I take them apart, then they'll be ready for use. If they're all joined together, it slows down my craft. And as I say, I don't think burgundy is going to be a colour I'm going to use a lot of. Right, moving on. Oops, something just fell over then. Not sure what it was. Right. I paid £3 for this. Another big spend. Now, the other pack was open. So, I know what's in here. Well, I hope it's what's in here anyway. They said they were both the same, but I suppose they could have been wrong. If we open this up, covered in bubble wrap. And there are, I think it's 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, yes, 10 of these. So what is in this little box? Ooh, it's a mystery. There's a screw. And another screw. And look at that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? It's glass, it's not plastic. It's a handle I can put, it's either, well, you've got different length screws here for putting on drawer handles, but also if you wanted to use this for something like, if I show you here, I've got a jar of beads, not very organised with displaying things. You could put that on a glass jar and turn it into a cloche, and you could, if I show you that way, you could then lift it up, or you could make a jar like this look like a perfume bottle. Oh, the possibilities are endless. And so when you think I had 10 of these for £3, that's 30p. That is unbelievable for 30p. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love the other 9 too. And I am a little relieved that it is actually that in the box, not something completely different, like a box of roll plugs or something. I could tell by the weight though, this is really heavy. So I'll move that down, I'll back in a minute. Oh, my pile is growing. Right, I got, I'm stretching, 2 of these. 2 of these for 20p. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with them. I could paint them, I could make an Easter bunny with them, like that. Put a couple of ears and a little bunny tail on the back there. I'll come up with something, but I thought 20p, I think they're well worth it for the fun I'm going to have. So I put those down and they're not going to break. the next thing is something that I'm probably not going to upcycle. It's this little vase. It's got a Primula vulgaris on that side, which is a primrose. And on that side, it's got a little butterfly. I'll show you there. Isn't that sweet? Now, it's not very old. There's nothing written on the bottom, but I think that is going to look so lovely when it's clean. It's a bit grubby. When I've cleaned that up, that's going to look lovely on my new dresser, Betty, who is now installed in my studio. She's cleaned up. I put a few things on her, and I'm hoping to make a decision on whether or not to paint her in the next few weeks. I'm not going to rush into it in case I decide to leave her pine. So that is going to be one of the things that I'm going to put on Betty for display, because she's so pretty and she deserves some pretty things to go on her. Right, down that goes. And the next thing is, everything's getting far away now, excuse me. There, I'm back. I've got 2 candlesticks. And they're nothing special and they're a bit damaged. But I'm going to use these for supporting. I may do a 2-tier tray, a 3-tier tray. If I put those that way, so the matching sides are together, I've got the basis of a candlestick. Put it that way and put a base on and a top, and you've got a different shaped candlestick. If I show you one of the other finds I got. Now, these were 3 for £1 too. No, these ones were 50p each. So I wasn't sure whether to go for them or not. But I thought, oh, at 50p, I'm going to give it a try because they are going to be so useful to make plinths. Well, if I did decide to make a plinth like that, I could then put that on the top. If I turn it sideways on, you've got that sort of thing. Or if I turned it with the wide bits together, I could then turn that one upside down, that on there, and that on there. And then you've got, here we go. Oops, like a magic trick. I didn't pick the bottom bit up. Oop, move that over there. That sort of shape. So I can do lots of things as well as just leave them individual. Oh, look, I got a pair. Look at that. Pair of little tables or displays or candle holders. So I can do lots with that. And these, I can't remember if I mentioned now, and this were 3 for £1. So I had those 3 together. If I show you on there, can you see the peacock? Absolutely beautiful little brass plates. And there's nothing on the back. I don't think they're particularly old. I think they're probably vintage, not antique. But they're just so gorgeous. So I don't want to turn these up the other way because you'll be missing out on the beautiful picture. But seeing those there, I like just the look on that. I don't know if that's what I'll settle for. Probably not, because I like to add a little bit more oomph. But you can see the most basic things, pop them together, and that would work out at 80p a candlestick. Whoops, sorry about the bang. If I did that, 80p a candlestick, you can't go wrong for that. 80p for an antique brass topped candlestick. I got this little pot holder too. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with that at the moment, but at 30 or 33.3 pennies, I'll come up with something. What if they would fit on there like that? This is the thing. If you're stuck, you don't know what to do, play. Get all your bits and pieces out and fiddle around with them and see what happens. It's amazing what you could come up with. No, that's not very good. That wasn't a good example. But put that on there and that on there. Oh, looks like a little snowman with a funny hat. Or a flying saucer. Ooh. Perhaps not. You don't get many brass flying saucers, not frying saucers. Right, down I go. I'll be back. Up there. I'm coming. Let's move my scissors out of the way. Now, this is a weird thing. I got this for £1. And it's a globe, but it's got quite a good turning mechanism. You can turn it that way. You can spin it round on its axis, and this sort of, it's got more movement than I expected it to have. Now, I'm not sure what to do with this at the moment. I've got an idea, but it would mean that you'd lose the map. But I think the map is very bright and in your face. So I think that needs at least toning down anyway. So that over the next video or two, you'll see that being upcycled, turned into something interesting, and then you can let me know what you think of it. If you get any ideas of what I could do with any of the things I'm showing you, let me know in the comments. It would be lovely to see how you interpret some of these finds, because there's no obvious way to recycle them. It's all personal and individual. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Right, down it goes. And got, oh, it's heavy. I've got this. Now, this was in the 3 for £1 as well. Somebody's used a key ring, I think, for the back of this, or a key scutcheon, something like that, possibly. Oh, no, I think it is a hanger. Yeah, it's a hanger. Ignore me. That was completely wrong. If it's that way up, yep, it's a hanger. I knew that. I was just testing you. So this says something Greek. And it's got somebody here with something in their hand. So I'm not quite sure who that's supposed to be. But one thing I did wonder, I'll be back. I've got to get my picture frame back again. Which was pretty handy. If I show you, for example, now I don't like the colouring on this. I think I'd lighten it and then highlight it with some dark, or darken it and highlight it with some white. That might be nice. But then if I put that in there, I know it's not easy to see because you're a bit close to me. If I move it there, doesn't that look lovely against the black frame and the burlap? I love that. Now, I don't know if I do that or not. The shame is I'm not keen on the pattern on this. I'd like to like classical things like this, but I prefer it if it was somebody in a little girl in a flowing dress or something like that. But that could just be me. I'm sure some people like this. So I may put that in that burlap frame, and look at that for quick, virtually instant art. You feel like you've done something. So it's not that you just bought something and popped it on the wall. You've added a little bit of your own creativity, but that bit of, well, tacky glue or glue gun, something like that. Probably glue gun and tacky glue I think I'd use on this, or super glue. And you've got yourself a picture that easily, and quite an expensive looking item. And I had this for 30p, this for £1, add a bit of glue, £1.30 to £1.31, you're including the glue, and you've got yourself something nice. Oh, you'd need to put a hanger on. Oh no, you wouldn't. Yes, you would. Was there a hanger on the back of this one? Oh, yes. So you could take these two off and put the one at the top, and you're done. Oh, there we go. There's Rowan Tree £3. Which one was that for then? I'm not sure where that came from for the £3. Oh, yes, that must have been the handles. So, there we go. I can put that down now. If you heard a crash, you know, I've dropped it. Oh, there we go. It's done. Right, leaning over again, I've got this. It's a wooden candlestick. I think it's a candlestick. But I could put like a floral display. I could use it to put something on to display it. So I could put that on there. And let's have a look. Where's my globe? I wonder if my globe, if I took it off this, which I'm not going to, but stand that on there like that and put it on there. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's amazing what you can come up with just by mix and matching all the different things. Right, let's pop that back up there where I use it for my pins. And oh, something noisy. Let's move that. Oh, I can start piling up to the side now. I got this. This was another one of the 3 for £1. So the biggest reason I got this is for this. You can take this off and I can make it 3-tiered tray using that and something else. Perhaps if I go back down here, I could put, now then, I haven't got something I can put on the bottom, but if you imagine there was something there and then I put that on there and I put, not particularly this one on there, and another candlestick. I use a metal one, we'll stick this on, and you can just keep adding tiers onto things. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Not sure at all. But I'll come up with something. But this, I may do that. On the other hand, I'm looking at it now and thinking I could polish that up and use that as a single tiered tray and put little embellishments and little, have I got any ornaments here? Not really, I've got this. I'll put that on there. Looks like an egg from where you are. It's not. It's the end of a curtain pole. So you could put a few little pretty things. You could put a little house on there. You could do yourself a lovely little display of a few things. If you've just made yourself, say, 4 or 5 small items, you could put them on this and turn them into a display. So that's there. Let's move those out of the way. And I'll show you what's next now. You're going to love this. I think you're going to love it. I could be wrong. Let me know. Am I right or am I wrong? Do you love this? What do you think it is? Look at that. Oh, isn't he cute? He's a little wooden bear. And it's got a little bit of blue tack stuck on there and 3 holes up there from where I think that was part of the manufacturing process. But look at that. You've got a little jar, I'm assuming is honey being a bear. Now this was in the 3 items for £1 box. So he cost me 33.3 pennies. And he's gorgeous. Look at that little face. Let's see her. Keep him in the light. Oh, look. Hello. I like you. Isn't he cute? He's going on Betty, my dresser. And, well, as soon as I saw him, I thought, I've got to have this little bear. 33p is just a giveaway. So I brought him home with me. I don't know whether I'll give him a name yet or not. If I were to give him a name, what would you call him? I'm not quite sure. But he's so cute. Look at that. Look at those eyes. How could anybody not buy him? So, right, you can sit there and watch the rest of the show. Okay? Be good. So I got myself a box of tumbling blocks. Now, I haven't been able to find tumbling blocks anywhere. So I saw these. Now, these were a bit more expensive. Did I pay £1.50 for these? I think I did. Yes, £1.50. So I wasn't happy. I wanted them for £1. But I saw them. It's the first time I have seen them. I think all the crafters grab them when they see them. So I got these for £1. And the reason why I like them is just they're already pre-cut. And there is so much wood in there for £1.50. You can do such a lot with these, and I'm really looking forward to getting started. And they're so adaptable, they're so light and easy to work with. So, £1.50, I stretched myself. As I said, though, I had so many bargains, including my little bear there, that I was feeling in a very generous mood to spend a bit more on other things, and that's why I spent £3 on the knobs and £1.50 on this. Ooh, I was spend. And I got these. The price is on these somewhere, I think. I paid 50p each for these. I can't see the price. I'm pretty sure they were 50p each. But what's inside? Here we go. The big reveal is coming up. There are 2 stainless steel napkin rings. Now, they only 1 napkin in this box, but I've been looking for some gingham anyway. So for £1, I've got myself a bit of gingham because the 2 of these. I've got myself, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with these stainless steel napkin rings. I will probably straighten them out and then change the shape, do something interesting with them because the shape they are, I can't think of anything. Can you think of anything I could do with those? Let me know in the comments below if you can think of anything I could do with them as they are. I think I'm going to have to flatten them out. And I can take these out of here. There's another napkin. I'll have to wash the napkins. Another napkin ring. And another napkin ring. These feel very dusty. Oh. Aha. So I got all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then 3, 4. I've got 4 lots of brown gingham. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. That's a nice little surprise. I thought I only had the 3, but I hadn't opened the boxes properly in the shop because, well, you can see. And I didn't want the boxes to fall apart on me just in case I decided I wasn't going to buy. So I was very, very careful. What does it say? It says 2. They've scratched out something under there. I wonder how many were in there originally. I can't quite tell. Steel plan house parties. That's where they came from. And those boxes are pretty good for nothing. They can go in the bin. Pop those there. And my final purchase. Sorry, Teddy, you're going to have to move out of the way a little bit. because it's a big one. It's not as big as my dresser. I have to tell you that now. I don't think I'll be buying something as big as my dresser for a while. And this has already been taken apart a little bit because it was too big. And it's one of these. It's a baby forker. And this was, if I can show you here, this was the handle. Now, I saw this and thought I can definitely do something with that. So with the handle, if I wanted to make a Christmas sledge, I can use these end bits. How can I get them far enough away from the camera? You can see they sort of curvy. I could make some sort of rocking horse with them. I've got this handle here that I can use as a plinth. It's already painted red, but that's not a problem. I can change the colour if I want to. And that's just a case of taking out the screws on the end. So that's that bit. I got these blocks, which is a really useful resource for building, or I can chop those off to make them look like roofs and paint them up as houses. So the possibilities are endless there. I've got this little house, but that costs 20p out of a little 20p rummagey box. I love a rummagey box. I just can't resist. They draw me in every time. And then I got these. Now, there were a lot of blocks. Well, you can see how many blocks there were, but unfortunately, there weren't enough to make many words. So I spent a while, I know, I spent about 20 minutes this morning thinking, what words can I make with my letters? So I got pig, farm, bay, and bug. I couldn't think of anything else. I suppose if somebody was called Faye, I could put the F in there, Faye. Or, I couldn't come up with anything else. Can you see any other words? I got a J, a Z, an X, a B, another J, a Q, and a P. Now there is a U, so I can put Q. So what do you think? Can you come up with any other names? Are any of you good at these competitions and challenges and quizzes where you can figure out things like that? What other words you could come up with? Have I missed any words? I couldn't do zoo because there's no O's at all. And I wanted to do something like joy that I could use for Christmas. But I've got a J and I've got a Y, but I haven't got an O. It just occurred to me then. This shows how unaware I was this morning. There's different letters on the back. Oh, look at that. Well, that changes things, doesn't it? Aha. So now I could put a C, O, and I could turn that M upside down, put a cow. No, got a proper W there. Oh, now we're talking. I can take out the bug and I can put the cow is in the mud. Oh, yes. Muck. He's a particularly messy cow. Oh, look at that. So I got all these blocks to play with, and I've got even more fun coming up now, working out more letters that I can use and different words. And I've got this now. Let's see if I can turn this over without having an almighty crash and deafening you all. On the side there, I've got wooden wheels. Now, admittedly, there's a little bit of plasticky, rubbery stuff on there, but that's not a problem. I'll probably cut that off, make them more traditional. There's a bit of glue on the side there. They really didn't want this thing to come apart. So I think that's going to be lovely for something like one of those pull carts that I can do up for Christmas and then put little Christmas trees and decorations and things in. I think that is going to be absolutely gorgeous for that. Again, I may come up with something else sooner so that I can use it a few times and then just upcycle it and rechange it out every different season that comes along. Excuse me, just grabbing a drink of water. So, as you can see, I've had great fun. I'll pop that back over there. So prepare yourself for a loud clatter. Nope, we're okay. I'll bring Bear back in because he's so cute. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give me a thumbs up and why not subscribe? And that way you'll get to see when I upcycle these different things. And you'll get to see Bear sat on Betty and see what they look like together. That sounds very weird, doesn't it? Betty is a cupboard. And I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, have fun.